Hi everyone, Felicity here. One of the things that I keep getting asked about is what exactly is so great about Google's new AI tool, formerly known as Bard. It's now called Gemini. And does it really give ChatGPT a run for its money? So I keep hearing these questions come up, and I wanted to show you exactly why I think that yes, it could possibly give ChatGPT a run for its money in the future, and five really cool things that I think make Gemini actually a lot better than ChatGPT.
So just a really quick, super quick explanation. Let's, for example, just use this prompt that I wrote earlier. It's nowhere near a good prompt. It's a very, very basic prompt, but we have to start somewhere for the purposes of this video. So I want both platforms to write a 500-word article for an online tourism agency, tourists looking to visit Big Ben in London, and just optimize the format for SEO so it's not like a big chunk of text. Very, very basic prompt, does not do half the stuff you need it to do, but let's just use it. So I'm going to give ChatGPT a little bit of a head start. Please note I'm using ChatGPT 4, which means it is the better version, the quicker version, I would say, of the ChatGPTs available. So let's click that button. And the first thing I want you to notice is the speed that Gemini gets this done. That's my first thing that I think is better, that Gemini is better than ChatGPT. So as you can see, Gemini is pretty much done. ChatGPT is still going there, still getting it, getting through everything. And that's not just the speed of my computer or the fact that I'm recording. It is just that slow. So that's one thing. The speed is fantastic. The second thing is ChatGPT has this very recognizable language. You can see instantly that it's written by ChatGPT. Words such as discover, iconic, symbol. Like in this paragraph alone, I can literally see everything that tells me this is ChatGPT generated. The sentence structure, whether you're a history enthusiast, blah, blah, blah. I can just see it. In contrast, what I can see here from Gemini is it's much more natural. It's much more fun to read. Big Ben, the name conjures images of a grand clock tower. Sorry, my English teacher background coming out. But you get the point. It's just much more readable, much more interesting. It's not perfect, and I guess that's a topic for another video. But I still think it has a better tone than ChatGPT. So the third thing that I think is fantastic, and it's actually a super recent update, is this the highlight editor. So what I can do is, let's say I don't like this part of the article. I don't like the way it's phrased. So with ChatGPT, what you have to do if you don't like a section or a line or whatever, you have to get it to regenerate a response, which counts towards your allowance for you have a certain number of responses you can generate before they lock you out for 3 hours or something like that. But with Gemini, look, I just need to highlight. It's a new update. And I want to modify this selected text. So modify with a prompt. I can either just regenerate it for something else without adding a prompt in, make it shorter, longer, or remove it altogether. So I want to say rephrase this sentence and then regenerate. And you'll see what it will do. It will give me another option. And I can do that as many times as I want. Just give it a second to do that. So as you can see, that's the third thing. Consider this your ultimate guide to Big Ben, from its fascinating backstory to essential tips for your visit. It's more kind of what I had in mind, let's say, but I can keep playing with that as much as I want without using any, getting ChatGPT to keep regenerating stuff ad nauseum. So the fourth thing that I think is absolutely fantastic about Gemini, also a pretty new feature, is this. If you scroll right to the bottom and you click on this little Google thing, Google icon, you've got the double check response widget. Now, one issue that ChatGPT has always had is that it just likes to make stuff up. Links that go nowhere, facts that don't really make any sense, etc., etc. So with this, basically, because Gemini is a Google tool, it automatically fact checks everything according to Google. I'm not saying that it's a perfect system. It's definitely not. You have to fact check stuff yourself for peace of mind and legal reasons. But hey, let's see what it brings us. So we click on that, it searches on Google, and it's going to start highlighting stuff. Give it a second. Trying to prove its point. So Big Ben is more just a timepiece. I hover over this. I want to see what this is about. And you can see Google's already found this, stating that this is an iconic timepiece, etc., etc. Again, you have to take this with a pinch of salt because it's not saying necessarily that what's on medium.com is the actual truth, but let's just go with it. Let's do one more thing. So this is from Parliament UK. I would say that's a pretty good source, etc., etc. Sometimes there you go, an orange one. Expand on this. Google search and find relevant content. So it actually points out to you where you kind of need to see, do a little bit more research, fact check. Again, not a perfect tool, but a fantastic head start and definitely better than what ChatGPT can do, because you have to kind of fact check everything that ChatGPT tells you yourself. And the last thing that I think is absolutely fantastic about Google's Gemini is this, the tone change. Modify response. You can make your response shorter, longer, simpler, more casual, or more professional. And so I'm going to show you the more casual option. Now with ChatGPT, if you want to do, again, that's speed, you'll see in a second, it's going to be insane. If you want to modify the response of ChatGPT, you have to go through several steps in order for it to kind of understand what you're talking about and to give you the response that you want. With this, I'm not going to say it's perfect, but it's pretty good. It's got the idea straight away. Big Ben, just the name brings up images of that giant clock tower, etc., etc., etc. So you can see. And that's pretty much it. You know, it's a really fantastic tool. It's not completely where it needs to be just yet. I think there's a lot of development to go. But I think for something that's just been essentially rebranded and that's really been improved, I think it's a fantastic starting point. And I know that I will be using Gemini a lot more in the future, as will the clients that I work with. In any case, please keep the questions coming. I love talking about this stuff. I love playing with all these tools. So if you've got anything you want to ask, go for it. Message me, email me, be in touch.